wherever you feel more comfortable, just make sure that your sitting bones are the ones that are holding you. And then when you feel that your physical body is nice and comfortable, with your spine long and tall, allow your eyes to close like if they were, the blinds of your windows. And when you close the blinds of your windows, then all the external distractions are no longer there, or at least not as obviously. So it's a lovely way, just by closing your eyes, to go a little bit deeper into your inner world. And then just check in with your breath and just notice the journey of the air coming in through the nose. Notice the little hairs in your nostrils, maybe moving a little bit with that in breath flowing through them. And just notice how far your breath is going. And as you breathe out, just notice the journey of that lovely air coming back and leaving at the end through the nostrils again. And just enjoy a few more breaths, just following the journey of your breath through the nose. And with curiosity, just notice where it goes. And as you breathe out, just notice how the breath starts to become more real, more special as you pay attention to it. And as you keep breathing for a couple of rounds, full cycles of your breath, just know that your breath in yoga, in Sanskrit, it's called prana, which is the same word for life force. And it's that incredible, fire that keeps us excited and alive, that gives us energy and, vitality and vibrancy. So next time you breathe in, maybe open yourself to the possibility that that in-breath, it's actually feeding your whole being. It's filling it with new life. And as you breathe out, just notice the old, whatever feels irrelevant, to leave with that out-breath. And another form to connect with your breath is the in-breath. It's invigorating. It's uplifting. And the out-breath is always cleansing and relaxing. So whenever you would like to change your energy levels, either raise them or maybe calm them, your breath is a wonderful way to do it. And you can breathe in through, make your inhale longer if you want to energize, or extend the out-breath if you want to relax. Notice how powerful your breath is. So let's enjoy one more cycle of your breath with your full attention. And at the end of that out breath, invite your hand, your right hand, or the left one if you are left-handed, and bring the middle finger in the middle of your eyebrows. We're going to place the thumb next to your right nostril, and either the little finger or the ring finger next to the left. And we're going to close the left nostril with the finger that it's holding it. And we're going to inhale only through the right. Then at the end of that in-breath, close the right nostril and let the out-breath go through the left one. Breathe in through the left nostril only. Close and breathe out right. Let's breathe in right. Close and breathe out left. And continue that journey in your own pace. Remember, you're the owner of your breath. Your breath is your guidance. So just allow your breath to flow in the way that it feels good for it right now. And don't let anyone to guide you on your breath, even though I can give you some directions just to start in the flow, but just allow yourself to keep and going within with the rhythm of your own breath. And this lovely practice is called alternate nostril breathing, a wonderful way to balance both sides of your brain, your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and to very quickly bring your energy body with all of the rest of your layers into a lovely place of balance. Remember, you just need one to balance them all. This is a beautiful, easy tool to bring your whole being back to a lovely place of harmony. So let's enjoy one more cycle of your breath, alternating the nostril that you're breathing through. And then at the end of that out breath, invite your hand to find a comfortable place in your lap. Let your breath to come back to your normal rhythm. And just notice any changes in your physical body. Notice if there are any sensations that might be present. Sometimes they could be on your face, in your body. Just notice what it is for you. Then if you go a little bit deeper, just check in with your emotions. Notice how are they at this time. And just welcome them all. And if you go a little bit deeper, you go to the thought or wisdom layer. So just check in with your thoughts. And then if you go a little bit deeper, just find that lovely space within, that incredible part of you that shows the best of who you are always. Beautiful. So let's gently bring your hands together and start to rub your hands. Keep your eyes closed if you feel comfortable, or just gaze down into the floor to make it gentler for your eyes if having them closed doesn't feel right. And once you feel some warmth between your hands, with your eyes closed or a soft gaze, just separate the hands a little bit and just feel what is going on between your hands. Maybe you might feel a little bit of tingles or warmth. Maybe if you want to bring your hands a little bit closer, maybe you can feel that there's a little bit of resistance. And if there's nothing obvious, maybe just feel the space within your hands. Beautiful. And now allow that lovely energy or space to come towards your eyes and just give them a little squeeze. Not too strong. Another wonderful way to relax your nervous system. Release the hands. Open your eyes as you look down and just tap your head a little bit. Not too strong, just nice and gentle. Tap the different parts of your head. And then come into your forehead. Then to your temples. Go to your cheeks and open the jaw, relaxing and releasing any tension from that space within your teeth. Nice. Come back into your chest and give your chest a nice gorilla tap. And then open your fist towards your shoulders and then bring them back to the center. Beautiful. Gently bring your hands back down to your lap and just notice if after that gentle tapping you can, notice any different sensations or maybe the same ones, and where are they at? Beautiful. And then when you're ready, just really open your eyes and let's make your way to your mat. Feel your way really receiving you, and just allow your body to start adjusting. Remember your posture. It's another, if you focus on the physical body, your posture, it's a wonderful way, to change into a more empowered, connected, present state. So let's use your posture to fully arrive. After that breathing exercise, I'm sure you're already feeling more present, but now invite your body to come into the practice too. And now very gently, we're going to lift both shoulders up towards your ears. Let's roll them back and let them fall. And when they do, notice how the back of your knees relax too. So lifting the shoulders towards your ears, roll them back and let them fall. Your knees soften as a result. And one last time, lifting, rolling, and relaxing. And just notice how much more space you can feel in each side of your neck. Maybe just turn your head to the right as you exhale and take your head to the center with your in-breath. And continue that just for a couple of times, and you're following your own breath. So your in-breath takes your body to the center, your out-breath just help it turn. Let's do one more in each side. And when you come back to the center, let's start to lift your right shoulder up towards your ear, roll it back, and then just let it drop. And it's a full drop, not only of the shoulder, but the whole arm. And continue that in each arm, alternating one side at a time. Your shoulder scoop. So beautiful movement, very gentle, very easy, that helps us release tension from the shoulders, from the face, from the sides of your spine. So consciously allow your spine to feel freer and your shoulders lighter. Excellent. If you engage your core muscles, if you draw your lower tummy muscles inwards, like if you want to move them away from your clothes, just notice how the movement feels different. And now if you make your breath the main point of attention as you move, just notice how the experience changes, how you're going deeper into the experience. Excellent. And then come back to the center. Make the shoulders scoop a little bit gentler. Maybe invite the elbow to come higher. Excellent. Until maybe your hand is going higher than your arms. And then imagine that you're floating or swimming on the pool or the sea, and just your swimming backstroke. Excellent. And just do a few more. Notice how there's a little bit of a twist there. Nice and cleansing. And then let's do it one more in each side. And when your left hand comes down, just give yourself a moment. And you give yourself another little check-in from the feet going upwards, making sure that your feet are hip distance apart. Remember, you can check with 1 foot 90 degrees, pivoting from the ball and relaxing the soles of the feet into the mat. Relaxing the back of your knees, trying to keep your joints soft at all times so that the energy, that's a very important thing for your energy body, so that your energy can flow easily. We open the taps of your energy when your joints are soft. And then invite your pelvis to be neutral. Let your core muscles to support you. And then consciously invite your abdomen to be open, to feel all the space in your tummy, so that all of the organs, we have so many organs in just this little area of our body. So just make the space for them to thrive, to work in their highest, at their fullest potential. And then just let the heart to smile. Just notice the big smile from shoulder to shoulder, and just make any little tunements in the shoulders. Let the top of your head to reach for the sky, and your spine gets longer, more elegant and spacious. And then slowly invite the chin to come towards your chest. Not too much, it's just a little bit of direction, but not completely together. It's just a little bit of elongation in the back of the neck. And then as you breathe out, forget the words and allow your body to feel the experience. And then your eyes might like to close just for a full cycle of your breath. And you can start to feel how your body knows and have that wisdom to readjust so that your breath can flow with much more ease. Notice how nice it feels to breathe fully, deeply, how rich it is. And then gently open your eyes. Let's open your feet a little bit wider. Hands come to your hips and make some circles. And start small and slow. And then once your hips feel that the stiffness that they were holding from your day, it's starting to ease, the circle gets wider. And maybe the pace is going also a little bit faster. It's more dynamic, more flowing. Keep both feet nicely connected with the mat and just feel how your hips can create that big circle that perhaps before felt quite difficult. And then pause wherever you are and let's go in the other direction. Nice. Feel the rotation of your hips, cleansing the tension, cleansing any emotions that could be stuck, the stiffness. Beautiful. And then allow your hips to make a smaller circle and a smaller one and a smaller one. Beautiful. Allow your hands to come to the side. And we're going to hold your elbow with the opposite hand. If that feels too much, you can create a fist and with both of your hands so that your shoulders can open and move towards the shoulder blades coming in towards the inside together. And I just take a deep breath there. Notice how opening your chest feels really, really nice. You know, how you open, create space for your lungs to breathe more deeply, even if it seems that we're squishing them. Beautiful. Then invite your arms to come to the side and just bring them at the level of your shoulders. Slowly let them fall to your hips and here start to go into a nice spinal twist. Enjoy the rotation of your hands, letting them wrap around your hips and your waist. And allow that twist to free up your spine, to free it up from the contraction that we make it feel as we sit, as we drive, as we're in the computer or devices. But also, it's where we hold, emotions that create a little bit of stories like anger and frustration. So just let your arms to wrap around you. And just let your breath to be the guide of your movements. Notice your breath coming in and out, and remember to use your breath with the intention of bringing life force as you inhale and cleansing the old with your out breath. And then just allow your feet to come back to the ground and let the arms to slowly wind down. Let them find the stillness when they're ready. And then come back to the center with no need to rush your body, just giving it space and time. And then as you finish your twist, just notice how does your body feel different. Notice any sensations that might be present. Sometimes we can feel it in the arms. Maybe you can start to feel those tingles. Tingles are, one that it's really recurrent for many people. Maybe you feel warmth. When I teach kids, they say that their arms feel bigger, maybe that they feel longer, or maybe their hands. So just check in what sensations is your body giving you. Beautiful. And now let's bring your hands into your heart. And as you breathe in, invite your arms to reach for the sky and just feel that lovely breath coming through your nose. Imagine the breath is going to the very center of your heart, filling it with all that life. Beautiful. And as you breathe out, start to hinge forward from the hips into a spinal wave. Invite the hands to rest above the knees. Notice how there's softness behind your knees and just look down towards the floor. And just start to wiggle your hips from side to side, like if like a dog waving their tail. Nice. Release any tension from the sitting bones, any pressure. And notice how maybe it's like the knees are also doing a little bit of extra bending. Beautiful. Now from here, hold the elbow with the opposite hand and just come down into a forward bend. And if having your head down doesn't feel great today because your sinuses are blocked or your head feels heavy, or if you have high blood pressure, maybe keep your hands above the knees and just look down towards the floor. Or if you want to continue further, just allow the back of your legs to stretch and enjoy one full cycle of your breath. So, how do we use our breath, our invisible friend, when we're stretching? So, the in breath brings direction to the muscle that you want to stretch, your hamstrings for now. And then, as you breathe out, you release the tension and you allow your hamstrings to open and stretch. So you're not forcing, you're not trying to make anything happen, you're just allowing the muscles to stretch with your breath. Beautiful. Breathing in, your breath brings attention to the muscle, it brings life to it. And as you breathe out, you release the old, you release the tension, you release what is no longer necessary, whatever was creating the tension. Beautiful. And then gently relax your hands towards the floor or keep them above your knees and start to come up with the chin on your chest as low as you can. Notice your hands starting to hang, each of your vertebrae starting to find their natural place, inviting your hands, your shoulders to lift, to roll back and let them fall. And once again, just find that lovely place standing. In our yoga practice, we call this standing position. It's actually a yoga posture called Tadasana or the mountain pose. And it's the foundation for all standing positions, but also it's a beautiful way to go deeply into your inner world in an instant. So just allow your breath to come in as you stand on your mountain, as you stand in your power, this beautiful space that gives you perspective. And then notice from this lovely and higher vision, just notice any sensations that might be present in your body. And I'll mention some of mine. So, for example, I'm feeling a little bit of coolness flowing through my thighs. And I feel tingles in my hand, especially more on the right one. And I feel a little bit of like a flow, like if there was a waterfall in my right arm, more obviously. And then I feel a little bit of tenderness in the right side of my neck. So that's, just to give you a little example of the sensations that I'm feeling, but just connect with yours. And they will be different from mine and they will be different all the time. So that's the beauty of it. And once you connect with that beautiful energy body, with your healing body, invite your hands to come in front of your heart. Notice how the hands are looking at each other, but don't let them touch. And just notice what can you feel in the space between your hands. And there could be unlimited options. And sometimes, whatever we feel, it's just space. So just notice, what do you feel? Beautiful. And whatever it is there, it's just a little bit of a taste of your energy body, even if it's just space. And then invite your hands to come together and draw them to your heart. Notice the moment when your thumbs feel the skin or your clothes. And then just allow yourself to connect with the intention of being here tonight. And maybe explore how can you relate with your energy body more often? How can you, make the most out of it so that your life can feel more in balance, more balance. So let's take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your hands to come down. So today, as we did last week, we're experiencing a sequence of movements, 12 different movements, very simple, very much about connecting with the breath. And they are from this lovely yoga teacher called Mark Whitwell. And what he gives in his book, where he shares this sequence, he mentions, that there is a promise behind this movements that says that when we use them in regular basis, we will create the most intimate relationship with ourselves in all the 5 different layers. And in that regard, it will help us to create more intimate relationships with the world around us. So today we're going to use the same movements. Well, actually, all the month we're going to use them, but with a different focus. And today it's about your breath. So let's start to bring your feet hip distance apart again, going into that lovely mountain that you were standing before. Notice how your feet are the base of the mountain. Imagine all of that foundation. It's much bigger than where your feet are. You can feel all the space, maybe the whole mat being that incredible support beneath you. And then you can feel how the mountain goes to the very crown of your head, where it is the peak of the mountain. And then you might like to close your eyes and relax the back of your knees. Make those last little tunements so that your body creates the foundation for your breath, for your movements to be the most beneficial for you. Beautiful. And now we're going to invite the left hand. So this time I won't be mirroring you. The left hand is going to come to the tummy. The right one is going to come to the heart. The chin is moving in the direction of your chest so that you can actually feel a nice elongation of the back of your neck. And we're going to take 5 deep and intentional breaths. So inhale through the nose and just feel your breath coming in. As you breathe out, just notice the air flowing away. And with your next in breath, you can feel the receiving. You're the receiver. And as you breathe out, you are the giver. Beautiful. Enjoy 2 more cycles of your breath. Feel the movements of your hands. And start to notice the sensations that might arise. At the end of this out breath, invite your hands to come next to your hips in that comfortable place. Maybe rolling your shoulders up, back, and down, and just give yourself a moment to see what sensations might be present when you have finished just that first movement. Beautiful. Let's gently open your eyes. This one is one that you can do on a chair. So you can sit on a chair. I'm actually going to show you kneeling on your knees. Well, kneeling with your hips down. If having your hip down doesn't feel great, you can lift your hips, or alternatively, you can sit cross-legged. So the intention of doing it without the chair, for those of you who would like to try that, it's for you to be able to do this sequence anywhere you are. So wherever you're sitting, just bring your hands a little bit behind your hips. So if you're sitting on a chair, just feel the back part of the seat. If you're kneeling like me, maybe you might like to find your ankle bones or even your feet. Just feeling what is this doing? Opening the whole front of the body. The chin, it's a little bit in the direction of the chest. And now as you inhale, we're going to raise your hands to the side. Notice how they feel nicely extended until your hands find each other above you. As you breathe out, your hands come down and they find that lovely support beneath you. Feel your fingertips feeling their reassurance. Breathing in as your hands lift. Breathing out as your hands fall down. And you might like to keep your eyes focused on a point on the floor or even closing them to remove any external distractions. So your in-breath raises your hands. Your out-breath, allow them to come down gently. Beautiful. And when your hands find the ground or your chair again, just give yourself a moment to feel the sensations that might become obvious now. Or maybe just notice in general, how are you feeling? Beautiful. Let's gently open your eyes. Make your way to come up into a standing position, taking all the time that you need, using whatever props you need to make it safe and easy. And then come back into that standing position that we were just a movement ago. With your feet hip distance apart, bring your hands to the side. Move the same movement of the hands, now just standing. So when you're ready to breathe in, your arms rise to the side. And as you breathe out, your hands come down. And there's an extra softness in the back of your knees. So your in-breath raises your hands. The knees extend a little bit, but they never lock. As you breathe out, the hands come down. Now try to make your breath a little bit longer than the movement. So even when your hands are above your head, there is a little bit more air coming in. And as you breathe out, notice how there's a little bit extra that it's leaving, even when your hands have reached their destination. Let's do one more. Beautiful. When your arms have arrived, just make those little tunements in the shoulder, in the abdomen and chest, in the back of your legs, and just notice if there are any sensations coming or as a result of the previous movement. Maybe the sensations are really obvious when you're moving and not that much when you're stopping or in between the movements. Now, next time you breathe in, you're going to raise your hands in exactly the same way. But this time, as you breathe out, we're going to hinge forward from the hips. Notice how the spine is nice and long. And you can keep your hands above the knees. You can bring them to the shins. You can bring them to the ankles, to the feet, or the mat. And the back of your knees can be as bent as they need to. So this is not a flexibility test. Now to come up, we're going to lift through the elbows. Imagine you're like a puppet and you're starting to raise with the strength in your elbows, your chin is in your chest, and then you start to find the aliveness in your body again. Your arms realign with the shoulders. They continue the journey all the way above your head. And as you breathe out, you hinge from the hips and you find that comfortable forward bend. Hands above the knees, below the shins, ankles, feet, toes. And then to come up, we relax the elbows, the chin comes to your chest, and then you start to unfold. As soon as your arms are at the level of your shoulders, the whole arm extends and they come all the way above your head, and you hinge forward again. As you exhale, you find the destination of your hands, you empty your lungs. And with your in-breath, you start to raise with those puppet arms. The chin is on your chest, and you can feel that lightness in the shoulders and the arms, in the top of your spine. Let's do one more. And next time you come up and your arms come all the way above your head, this time instead of flowing your hands down, bring them down into your heart. And just give yourself a moment to experience your body through that energy layer. What sensations are telling you of your aliveness? Beautiful. Invite your hands to come down. So notice how your energy body makes any experience so much more rich. Now we're going to open your stance maybe around the level of the shoulders, or if you need an extra one, a little bit extra, please do. The right foot turns 90 degrees and the left heel in a little bit of an angle. Your hips are facing towards the right. The in-breath is exactly the same as we were doing it. So lifting your hands all the way above your head. Bend the front knee so that it's above the ankle. Make sure that it's not beyond that. It's always above or even a little bit behind, but not beyond. As you breathe out, exactly as we were doing, so hinging from the hips, notice how your spine is nice and long, and then you start to bring your hands to each side of your knee or your calf or your ankle or the foot. And then to come up, you come up with those puppet arms. So the elbows are coming first, then you extend the whole arm. You continue the journey all the way above your head. Your knees always bent and staying above the ankle. And then you come down as you exhale. The in-breath, maybe press the front heel in the floor nice and steady. To come up with much more ease as you breathe out, you hinge forward again. You relax the head towards your leg. And then with your in breath, you feel your puppet arms lifting you. Notice how your spine is not doing any extra effort. And then one last time, bringing your arms or hands in each side of your leg in any height that feels good. Coming up with the elbows first, your arms come up and then gently extend your front leg and bring it down. Bring your arms down. Have a little moment just to turn both feet to face forward and just notice how does your body feel. Notice if any sensations are there. Notice how the language of your energy body, it's really poetic. It's really beautiful. So just start to connect with the words that might arise. Maybe you feel a waterfall. Maybe you feel warmth, or maybe you feel a rainbow. Whatever it is for you. And then let's turn the left foot 90 degrees, the right heel in an angle. Turn your hips to face to the front. With your next in-breath, raise your hands above your head. As you breathe out, bending the front knee, hinging from the hips, all the way down to the place where your hands feel the most comfortable. Puppet arms lift you up. As soon as your arms are at the level of your shoulders, continue bringing the hands above you. And as you breathe out, you hinge from the hips and you find that lovely forward bend with your head. And then coming up with your puppet arms, lifting your hands above the head, pressing the back heel to support you on the movement, coming down slowly. And one last time, lifting with your puppet arms, lifting your arms all the way. If you lose your balance, just regain it again, and then just invite your hands to come back to the side, extending the front knee. Take both feet to face to the front. Keep the stance as it is, and just close your eyes or gaze into a point on the floor and just notice how is your body, experiencing this moment. Beautiful. Now let's start to raise your arms to the sides. As you breathe out, let's bring the left hand to the outside of your right knee and the right arm, bring it behind you. If that feels too easy, you can bring it to the side of your calf or to the side of your ankle and just twist to look up. Now, if that arm up feels too much, you can bring your hand into your hip and just look straight to the side. Now the left arm is going to come up like a puppet arm. And then when your arms are both extended, they look like a starfish. And then as you breathe out, The right hand goes to the outside of your leg and the left one reach for the sky. Make sure that there is no pressure or striving coming up with a puppet arm in your right arm, your arms extending your starfish. Then the left hand comes to the outside of your leg in whichever height feels good. And then coming up with your in breath, puppet arm in the moving hand. As you breathe out, just find that lovely twist. Remember, if your hand, your if the arm up doesn't feel good, remember this is not a torture for your body. Your practice is um, a gift for you. And then allow both arms to be at the side and then slowly let them come down. And twists, they normally bring really cool sensations to the body. And they are very cleansing and detoxifying. So just notice, where do you feel the effect of your twist? Feel the space within your body, but also start to feel the space around your body. Remember, you're much more than this incredible vessel and equipment that you see. Beautiful. Let's gently walk your feet closer and let's make your way down into your mat. We're going to go on all four positions, so I invite you to have a blanket for your knees, because even if your knees are very healthy, they are very precious and they don't have much skin to support them. So a blanket underneath them, it's a nice self-care practice. So let's come into your all four positions with your hands, your wrist underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And now we're going to pay attention to the lower tummy muscles. And you might feel that they are falling down, and notice that lovely natural curve in the lower spine. So we're going to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, move your lower tummy muscles away from the floor, like if you want to suck them into your bones, into your spine. And notice how the spine has become flat. Beautiful. Press your hands, open your fingers widely. And then with your next in-breath from the tailbone, this lovely base of the spine, we're going to hollow your spine down towards the floor. We're going into the cat and cow posture. And then we lift the neck and the head without squeezing. It's just more like an extension. And then as you breathe out from the tailbone, you start to arch your spine up towards the sky. And you notice the neck and the head dropping towards the earth. So the corners, so the base of the spine and the head, they're always going in the same direction, and they are going like if your spine is a pipe cleaner and you're making a U in both directions. Excellent. Let's do one more as you're doing it. But next time you breathe out, maybe 2/3 of the way of your breath, invite your hips to come towards your heels and continue the last third of your breath in that child posture. And then come back into your all fours with your in breath, hollow the spine with your in. And as you breathe out, arch it up towards the sky. 2/3 of the way, you bring your hips towards your heels and your spine still arching up. And then come back into your all fours. And just notice any sensations that might come and say hello to you. Notice what parts of your body are feeling refreshed and renewed. And now let's bring your hips towards your heels. Bring your hands next to them and just find that lovely, comfortable place. Now, for many of you, this might feel too much for the hips, so you might prefer to bring them up into a higher version of it. We're going to go there anyway, even if you start low. So next time you breathe in, we're going to raise your hands as you lift your hips off the heels. And as you breathe out, you're going to go into a child posture. So the body is going forward, and we're going to place the right hand on top of the left and relax your forehead towards the floor. Now, for many of you, this might feel too much or too low. So you might like to do a higher version of it, or maybe just bringing your chin into your chest. That's enough. So coming up with your in-breath as your hands raise. As you breathe out, we'd find that child posture, this time with the left hand on top of the right and both resting on your lower back. your your shoulders feel the center of gravity cooling them. So breathing in as you rise up. Breathe out, the right hand is on top, the left one is below, and you rest them both in the lower back. Breathing in, raising them up. As you breathe out, the left one is on top. Remember, there are so many variations of this movement. Play with the height, honor your body. And then when you finish wherever you are, just find that lovely position on the child posture, which could be with your hands next to your feet. Notice how you look like a little baby on on the mom's tummy. Or you can place one fist on top of the other and rest your forehead there. Either way, it's really restorative. Enjoy one more cycle of your breath there. And notice any sensations. Maybe your hips are telling you lots of things going on within them. Maybe it's your arms or a part of your spine. And now we're going to bring your hands next to your knees and slowly unfold with the chin on your chest, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. And now we're going to take your blanket. If you have one, you don't need one, but sometimes it's really useful. And we're going to place it into one side of your mat. And we're going to lay down on your back. We're going to use that as a little pillow. Beautiful. And just make sure your knees are bent with the knees pointing towards the sky. And now just move your knees from side to side just to release pressure from the hips. Do it slowly so your knees come to the center with your in-breath and they move to one side together with the out-breath or in the same direction. They don't have to be together as in joining them. Breathing into the center and move them in unison to the other side. And once again. This is just to release pressure from the hips. They are not part of the movements. Now the next movement, we're going to bring the knees towards your chest and we're going to squeeze them in. And then as you breathe out, you might like to see it if it's the first time. You might like to extend the legs towards the sky and the arms are moving behind. Beautiful. Breathing in, breathe out as you squeeze the knees. Then with your in-breath, foot goes towards the sky, arms come behind you. And they might look very different from each other. You know, maybe your legs are here or maybe your legs are here. They don't have to extend completely. And also your arms, maybe they are here, maybe they're halfway, wherever they want to go. And then squeeze them with your out-breath. Let's do that 2 more times, more flowingly, really honoring your breath. So inhaling. And exhaling. And one last time. Next time your knees are squeezed and you're giving them a lovely hug, bring one foot, then the other down, and just press your sacrum and give it a really good wiggle on the floor. For this one, if you chose to have a blanket, maybe just put it to the side and just keep your hands next to your hips. Press your sacrum nice and firmly on the floor and make sure your feet are really supporting you. We're moving into the bridge posture. So the bridge posture is going to elevate your hips, your spine, all but starting from the base, all the way from off the floor. And you can go as high as you would like. Remember, this is not a test or a contest. It's about honoring your body. And you can just keep with your hands here, or if you want, you can bring your arms all the way behind you to do something similar that we were doing. And then as you breathe out, if your hands are part of the movement, start to lower the spine as your hands come down and your hips and your hands come together to the floor mostly at the same time. So with your in-breath, you peel the spine of the floor all the way to the shoulder blades, perhaps, if that feels good. Make sure the knees are not splaying to the side, that they stay up, in alignment with your ankles, and then come down with your out breath. And then one more time, breathing in, peeling the spine. Breathing out, relaxing your spine into the ground. And just allow your arms to find that comfortable space wherever they are. And we're almost finished. We're almost in your relaxation. So you might like to have a blanket. This is the last one that you could use on a chair. So your legs would be resting on the seat of the chair, the calves. If you don't have a chair handy, you can keep your knees bent, or you can have a little pillow underneath the knees. So wherever your legs choose to be, just take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, imprint. So press the lower back into the floor. So that keeps your core muscles engaged and a very strong foundation with the body. So with your in breath, with your spine always connected with the floor, the lower spine specifically, bring your arms behind you. And as you breathe out, bring them down next to your hips. The chin moves a little bit in the direction of your chest. So breathing in, lifting them behind you. As you breathe out, they find the space next to your hips. The lower back is connected at all times. Your pelvis is neutral and flowing. And as you breathe out, your hands come back down next to your hips. And then just allow your lower back to find that natural curve. Make any readjustment to the shoulder blades. If you would like to keep your knees in this way or your legs in this way so that it takes pressure from the lower back, that's beautiful. Otherwise, extend one leg, then the other one, so that your heels can find the edges of your mat to show you the width of your legs, and just let the feet to turn outwards and away from it, looking away from each other. And then with your hands, just feel your hip bones. Notice how your elbows are bent. And then unfold the lower arms towards the floor so that the arms are in one straight line. And then you'll see how the arms are a little bit away from the hips, and just turn the palms so that they are looking up. And find that lovely place for Shavasana, or your relaxation. If you need to place a blanket on top, please do. Keep yourself warm and cozy. Enjoy a few moments as you settle into your chosen Shavasana. Make sure that you're really, really comfortable. And remember that you can stay for longer in your relaxation. You don't have to finish with all of us. That's the beauty of doing it at home or at your hotel, wherever you are. Beautiful. And once you find that really comfortable place, let's check in with the different layers. So check that your body is actually comfortable. Make a little scan from the feet and start to make little adjustments so that your physical body can feel really settled. There's nothing that it's doing an extra load of work. Everything feels just at ease and at home. Once your body is really in peace, right? Really at peace. Just notice your attention on your breath, and your breath is coming in flowingly. And then exhaling. Notice the depth of your breath. If it feels quite different from the first breath you took at the start of your practice today. Or maybe not. Just explore your own experience. Remember, there is no good or bad. You're just noticing. Your curious witness. Notice your in-breath expanding your body, making space. As you breathe out, allow your whole being to rest in that space. Enjoy a couple of more breaths. Once you're connected with the wisdom of your breath, just go even deeper and just check in with your emotions. Don't try to change them. Your emotions just want to feel seen and acknowledged. And then go deeper into your thoughts. Just observe them. Smile at them and let them go. They're just thoughts. And then notice as you go into your blissful layer of being, just notice a sense of joy, of tranquility, rising and flowing through you. And then reconnect with your breath. Remember, today it's all about it. And this is a lovely moment for me to connect with your inner knowing. Maybe you might like to continue for a little bit longer with your relaxation where you are. Okay, just volume any external. If you would like to continue the journey back to the now, to where you are, to the space that it's holding you, let's bring your attention to the crown of your head. Imagine the lovely moon shining outside, just giving you a shower of love, of serenity. Beautiful. Allow that light, that moonlight to awaken your head and your face. Notice how it start to move into your throat, rise to your heart, and gently expand from your heart into your arms, so that everything you touch today and onwards, you can energize it with your presence, just through your touch. Beautiful. Now let's gather your moonlight back in your heart and allow it to descend into your abdomen, your hips. Let it spread into your legs. Find your ankles, your feet, your toes, and you might feel your toes starting to wiggle, stretching lovingly so that you can have the most beautiful sleep tonight. Hmm. And then, if you would like to come up with us, extend your arms behind you and give yourself a really yummy stretch. Bring your knees into the chest, give them a hug, appreciate them, acknowledge them, let them feel seen and loved. And then invite your feet to find the ground. Let your feet to find and settle. And then when you feel it's time, turn your body to your right. Stay there for a moment, just holding your head with your pillow, your blanket, or simply your arm. And just feel all of the layers of your being. That is that beautiful energy body that enriches your and our human experience. Makes it very rich and beautiful. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, let's support your body to come up into a kneeling or sitting position. Remember, if you're still laying down, enjoy. Enjoy for as long as your body needs to. But then if you're back into sitting, warm up your hands by rubbing them together and give that warmth to your eyes. Invite your hands to warm again. And this time the warmth is going into your forehead and your temples and your cheeks. Giving yourself a nice cleansing yawn. Invite your arms, the warmth to spread through your arms, through your legs, through your lovely tummy. And then just find that lovely place to have a moment to acknowledge yourself. Bring your hands together in your heart and just notice the lovely reverence towards yourself for being here, for being you, for being that precious being that you are. And let's also extend the same respect and appreciation to everyone else, regardless of where you are, in the different parts of Melbourne, Victoria, or Canberra. Let's just have a moment to notice how we are all in the same place, in this beautiful place we call Earth, that we share as a home. So let's take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just bow to yourself and to each other's light.